Yo. Yo. We're exactly on time. The first time in history. And Fightbot is running. And we're gigantic tonight because I guess Def isn't tagging up and they're just going to play with us instead. So we got to find some 50-man gamers. Or some really good 35-man gamers. Really good 35-man gamers would also be okay. Let's go see what our commander's up to. Take spiced pepper. Is that mine? Yeah, that's mine. Ruthless is Friday, Wednesday, but he works on Tuesdays. So Zik and I trade off on Tuesdays. Yeah, you gotta come on Wednesday to bully Ruthless. Group inside this tower. They're kind of pushing out. They're like on us. It's alright, sure. Why not? I did kind of... I saw it. That might have gone a little better if they failed, but I think we had critical mass here. Spend all my supply. Alright. Who's this base thief? Is that Cal? No, it's Daredevil, but it is Cal. Is this comp good? Anybody running weird stuff that they shouldn't be running? 2 renegades? These probably shouldn't be here. But they are both from dev. So as soon as we find a sweaty fight, we're probably gonna have to ask them to swap, because renegade just doesn't do anything. Yeah. Like, not power renegade, actually. Like, Berserker or Hollowsmith. Renegade is dead. The minute that we find an actual fight, you are going to have to swap off of that garbage class. Alright. See you. Later. No, I don't have gathering tools. I guess I'm gonna have to go fight this lord. Minute. Ruthless is a tyrant, that's damn true. Oh, my commander left. I should go catch up to him. I gotta get gathering nodes on my Firebrand one of these days. I mean, it's like I probably spend the most time on Firebrand outside of like Necro. Inexcusable though, and not have gathering tools on. I should move them off like my Druid or whatever, because I haven't played Druid in forever. I'll grab supply, I suppose. I'll be a good squad citizen. Stand up. Commander was asking what your Renegade build is. Sorry, I know that's going to come through weird on stream, but it was important to do because nobody in comms is paying attention. Hey, Ari. Thank you for reminding me the Dwarf Romantic exists today, by the way. I gotta pick that up one of these days. I don't know if I'd stream it, but that would be a great, like, VOD game. We're done on reward tracks. We have a long ways to go on Long Lost Hockey. But after that, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh god, there's still a lot. There's still a lot. And still got a lot of them to go. That's what I was thinking. It's like, why would you play Power Renegade when Power India exists? North Inner. Hey, this wall is 66. I don't know where they're hitting it from. That's an ambitious pull, my friend, but unfortunately snap pull does not go at walls. No, it was me. It was a good scout. Thank you. Thanks, Zach. I appreciate it. I did this. They did leave. We're like 35 people. I'm getting roam down. I'm getting roam down. Yeah, I'm coming to help. Uh-huh. Don't worry, I'll avenge you on Minstrel Firebrand. No, I'm gonna help you. He did not. Oh my god. What am I getting hit by? It's these clowns, it's these jokers on the wall. I'm out of combat. I'm resing my friend. Friends. Amanda, would you say that friends do nice things for each other, like res each other when they go down? Just curious. Yeah. E-waypoint, E-waypoint. I just want to confirm. 2 players have taken it, 3 players? Does not really look like a blue group is coming. Yeah, it's maybe like 10 people total have taken it. It's like a bunch. It's mostly off is what it looks like, honestly. Yep. You did go offline and then come back online. I'm stomping them. Your Firebrand was confirming a down. He's on tag now. Don't worry about it. He's just making sure his friends are protected because once he took his eyes off the squad and somebody died for it, and he's never going to make that mistake again. You don't know what it's like. It weighs on my conscience, man. Oh, I should get back to tag. Green is outside. I'll save Cal, he's important to me. Not that, they look like 10, maybe. They don't look that big. Yeah, they are stackers. Green is AI again. Quaggan, we are rinsing you. No nodes, no. It should be so good because Mag is on EBG and it should be forcing all the actual groups to the Borderlands, but they're just not here. Like, we're the only thing to fight on this team ever. If any other team wants to fight, they have to find where we are. There's no other fight groups. Sad, sad, sad. Okay, but that said, have you guys seen, I think it's Tombs of Draskir? No, we're Tombs of Draskir. Have you seen Hall of Judgment? So Hall of Judgment is BTD plus Indo. They currently have a KDR of like 2.6 on a Tuesday. Like an average KDR of 2.6 after 4 days. We will fight them in T1 in week 3, which should be a really, really good matchup. Because it's going to be content non-stop. Yes. Yes. They're all just going to be wandering around 24/7. Yes. Well, and also apparently Molasses left OP, and he went somewhere else, so they're down one big public tag. That's fair. It shows 7. That's a clone. It's time to squad info. Can I squad info if I'm LT? No. Sad face. There's like one number behind gate. Congratulations, Quaggan. Congrats on fixing it. I'm gonna go for a pull on the gate in 2 seconds. In 1 second. I'm pulling on the gate. Never mind, I got punted back. I'll use my stab next time. There's a down behind the gate. They're on the right side. They're on the right side. There's at least 2 on the right side. I'm range finding. I'm range finding. I need Solar Disc to come back up. Ah, there's one more behind there. You're like right here. Yeah, there you are. Yep. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. Happy Tuesday to you as well. No, my supply. We literally have no supply. We're gonna have to PV door this thing down. I can at least kill this cannon. Commander? You coming this way? Or like, not really. Which way he going? Yeah, he's going middle gate, okay. You get back here. Come back here right now. Oh, good pull, good pull. Very nice. Well done. Make it better marked. I don't have LT, but I can target. And then we can Sphere 4 this thing down. Nice pull. an unfortunate dodge for you, my base engineer friend. E waypoint pulled, also cannon on the left side still exists. I'm affiliated and I don't have any animated emails. Yeah, I need the problem is that I am lazy about getting commissions. I have ideas, but I don't follow through on them, is the problem. I have BTTV on. You should be able to use, like, global emotes. But I just have to find somebody who does emote commissions that I like. And I haven't looked very hard, so as a consequence, I haven't found any. But if you have recommendations, I'd be happy to take them. I make, like, some money off of Twitch. It's not anything that's gonna, like, pay bills, but it's enough that I could get, like, a commission emote every month and get it for free, basically. Gate? Okay, sure. Nobody behind gate. Almost got you. You didn't have stab either, that's so sad. You don't know how close to death you were. Oh, good days. Nah, he's gonna get away. You guys can have a resistance field here at the bottom that you can run through as we're going up. Anybody need help down here? Looks like we're good. Stab up, Aegis. Follow along. Tail needs help. Here, true. Have some stab resistance. I'm not going to be able to save Cal or any of those other guys, but at least keep True alive. I'm going to be able to get a res on Kami. I might be able to get a res on Kami. Hello? Stuns. Great stun stack. Straight for triangle. Okay. They're out portal. Good day, good blind, good blind. I have a couple ideas. You should get into my my Discord DMs, and then we can coordinate from there. Jumping, step up, pulls in front. Got a pet, but I'll take this down well. Good line. Stab across. It should be on the about page. Right, you guys got to move a little faster here. Come on. Let's go. Roll some projectile reflex. Pallet top right. All beautiful pull. It does see they're all going to drop inside, but anybody who doesn't is just going to die up here. We'll come all the way through the Dragon Banner. Tail is fine. I should stab here so I don't get pulled down into that. He's too fast. He knows how to escape. I should not be up here. I should be with my commander. Daze these couple out. This is WL. Maybe WL will come and fight us. Alright, let's get out of here. Control small stab. Keep charging away. How's tail looking? Get you stab resistance here so we can push up back in. It's a very sloppy spear rotation. I'm not going to be able to capitalize on any of those. Yeah, you can't just cleanse, you have to give resist too. Stab up. Pulls in front. Very greedy. Very, very greedy play, blue. You can't just follow us all the way outside like that. Oh, they repaired the gate. That's unfortunate for them. You've locked yourselves out. I mean, I saw a couple WL tags in there, but I don't know if they tagged tonight. If we could get WL to tag, that would be fine. That's also like the Pan Alliance team. So if we could get either of those guys to tag out, we would be in good shape. You could just do your dailies and log off. Keep Lord is 100 right now. Looks like Bomb is taking care of it. 150 supply? Yuck. Thanks for the follow, by the way, Kiana. He did pick up a mojo at some point, but I don't think we, Who took this down? Who did this? I'll come deal with it later. This is an actual group. We're going to be much bigger than they are, but that's an actual group. It looked like Halo, mostly. Yeah, NAPO's not going to quite be big enough to handle that. Because we're 38 plus bomb. We're going to be like 45, maybe more. Or maybe 20. We'll see what the fight pod says when it spits out the report. But that is going to be way, way too big for them to deal with. I feel like Tyrion probably could have handled that alone, to be honest. This is also slow. If you guys stack up with the rest of your green friends, you might be able to do something about it. I considered having panels? Nah, not really. I like to keep it fairly simple. Like, I'm not a professional streamer by trade. I have no aspirations to be a professional streamer by trade. If people want to watch a streamer with production value, I'm, like, never going to be that guy. I'm content to just have, like, a small community of people who are nice that I just hang out with. This is 3 minutes, alright. No, thank you. I'll tag a guard, though. Alright. If you guys ever come and flip that later, we'll get credit for it. Emotes are a must for streamers. Yeah, that's why I've got BTTV on. Why would I get my own emotes when there's like thousands and thousands of other channels that are making emotes that are better than mine would be? And then you can use any of those that you want. I'm like, I'll make 1 or 2 that are the woodland sprite because it'll be fun, but I'm gonna be like, well, I have to get like the next big emote that's gonna climb the leaderboards on like BTTV. I just don't care. Good line. Great line, in fact. Put a resistance field like here, because then if we curl around that, we should still get a couple ticks of it. And then they're just gonna try and leave, huh? No. Not allowed. do you wanna know the sauce behind that whole thing? So it's supposed to be an NA20s tournament, right? Meese obviously not an NA player, KA obviously not like an NA guild. So the specific Zaishin rule about like what counts as a region is a majority of your roster has to be from the home region. So for a 20s roster with 24 people, that means that 13 players would have to be NA, but then 11 could be EU. So it's complicated. So well, he DM'd me to Misa's credit. He DM'd me ahead of time, and he was like, "Hey, I kind of want to participate in the 20s tournament, but I'm obviously EQ. Do you have any advice?" And I was like, "To find 13 NA players to pad your roster out with." So apparently, what he's doing is he's grabbing like 11 KA players, Team USA, and then like 5 roster fills. So we'll see how that goes. I agree with you, and I think we're going to change both the percentage of the roster and we're going to change what counts as being in a region. I would like it to be one party max. So if you're whether you're doing a 15s or 20s, you can have one party from non-native region. But the problem is that like this is the first tournament that I've done that Sunny hasn't done, and so we're using a lot of legacy rules because I didn't want to come in and burn everything to the ground and change it. So we're gonna run the NA tournament this month and the EU tournament next month with like quote unquote normalization rules. And then we're gonna reevaluate some of them since Sunny's kind of pulling back from the game a little bit right now. And that's probably what the roster rule will look like. Definitely the roster rule. I'm not a huge fan of that one. I would also like to make sure that the roster rule is going to be one party max that is not from the native tournament region. So for an NA tournament, you can have max 5 EU players. The other thing I would really like to change is how rewards get handed out. I would like rewards to go to the account that participated in the tournament to try and minimize title buying. Yeah, title buyers or just like roster padding, where you have somebody on the roster who like never plays and then gets a title. So that's the other one I want to change, is you have to participate in at least one full match in order to be eligible for rewards. And then I'd also like to move to an API-based system of region tracking, where you can sign up as either NA or EU, but once you sign up as NA or EU, you can't change your sign up for like 6 months. So if you're a two-way player like Misa is, or Warats, or etc., you basically have to declare yourself as NA or EU, and once you do, you can't change that for 6 months. Yes, and so that's the one we're still trying to figure out, and we'll probably also ask for some feedback on that one too. Like, if you have an NA account and an EU account, can you play in either? I feel like it would be fine. Like, I don't know, because there's a strong perception in the GVG community that EU is much better than NA is. The idea is that if there like weren't regional tournaments and you let EU GVG teams play in NA tournaments, NA would never win a tournament again. That's the perception. I don't know if it's true or not, but we could. Hmm. No, we haven't. Well, we haven't implemented that yet, so it doesn't. This sign up doesn't matter. Like, I'm not changing any rules right now because I don't want to fuck with people's rosters. Yeah, we were also going to leave those intact as well. So we're gonna run like NA and EU as is, normalization rules, and then there's like 3 months in the summer where we're just gonna be taking off, and that's when we're gonna do a bunch of revision. Of course. I'm happy to talk about this kind of stuff. I think Zaishen has some major issues with transparency as like an organizational deficiency, and it's one of the things that I'd like to try and address if I'm going to be more involved in doing stuff with them in the future. Where'd I get the PFP? What is my Twitch PFP? Let me go remember. Can't believe it doesn't just show me. Oh, there it is. It was a commission that I got from somebody in the... No, I needed to remember what it actually was on Twitch. It's a commission that I got from somebody in the United Arts of Tyria Discord. Because whenever I'm doing commissions, I try to make sure that I'm getting it from the game that I'm playing. So, like, if I'm going to get a Guild Wars 2 commission, it's going to come from somebody who actively plays Guild Wars 2. It's a way for me to give back to the community that I'm participating in and streaming for. That's cool. I'll just get hit by this mortar forever. I'm healing, by the way. I'm healing, by the way. Press your buttons and talk at the same time. Oh my god. What's up, Azure? You're about a minute late. You just missed a ton of good discussion and gossip about Zaishen. But now I don't want to repeat it. You're going to have to scroll the VOD back. I'm not rehashing it again. No, I think it's just like 10 Siege and 15 people. About Zaishen Order, the GVG tournament organization. Are they shutting down? Kind of. Sunny is stepping back from the game, and so it sounds like I'm going to be helping to take over some parts of the organization in the medium term. So one of the things that I don't have a perfect plan for how to do this yet, but one of the things that I would really like to try and do with Zaishen is have an end-of-year tournament where if you were on any winning team throughout the entire year, you can't participate. So if you were on any team that ever got prizes, then you're excluded, and then you have like an end-of-year best of the rest tournament that's people who aren't as familiar with tournament XP. So that could be the kind of thing that gets around like team death stacking, because anybody who's already succeeded on any team so far that year wouldn't be able to participate. Like, in general, they just have a huge matchmaking issue with GVGs, because the population isn't high enough. Oh my god. Excluding a team would be rough, but at the same time, there's precedence for it. Wasn't there a GVG tournament like 2023 that banned RQM and Wavy? Bye. Is HOJ setting a record KDR across the entire matchup? Yes. The KDR... incredible question, first of all. And a question that I have the answer to as of like 2 hours ago, because I've been working on a World versus World dataset. There are a bunch of screenshots for it in Initiative, if you're in Initiative. But the short answer is that the current KDR in HOJ is the highest KDR in any NA matchup since 2021. By almost half, like 0.5. The previous highest KDR in any NA matchup. I can actually share a screen. Oh my god, I can share a screen. I can share a screen. How do I want to do this? That's highest total deaths. Show me KD ratio instead. Primary monitor. No, wait, hold on. Wrong monitor. Yep, there it is. Okay. Check this shit out. So I've been fiddling around with Tableau. These are the servers. These are the matches with the highest match KD since 2021, which is basically when API data started. If we go edit filter and we do null, which is NA because I named it wrong, these are the NA matches with the highest KD since 2021. You'll notice some familiar faces like Mag, 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 etc. But the important thing to note here is that the highest match KD ever of any match in NA since 2021 was this match 2212, where Maguma posted a KD of 1.91 across the entire week. The current KD on Hall of Judgment is like, what, 2.6? It's so much higher. Insanely higher. So it's, yeah, that is going to be the match with the highest KD by a fairly wide margin. When can we discuss about emotes? That's after stream, Keanu. I do not do that on stream. You will have to wait until we're done, which is going to be about 4 hours from now. And then when am I going to reveal that I applied to ANET? Well, I wasn't until I got an actual definitive answer back, but I guess now that you've put it in Twitch chat and I've responded to it, ArenaNet is hiring a data visualization specialist, and I have applied to that role. Which is part of why I was putting all this stuff together in Tableau, but it was a project that I had been working on since before the application opened up. It just happened to be very serendipitous. If I get that role, I can't do the tournament? Not necessarily. Because Roy is still doing tournament coordination through Guilds of the Mists. It's definitely a question that I'll have for them, is like, how much am I still able to do content creation, Guild Wars 2 streaming, video making, community organization, etc. But I certainly don't think that it's a case where it's like a hard no, you can't do that. Based on Roy's involvement in tournaments as a caster, organizer, and participant. In-game KDR at the moment is 2.78. Yeah, that's pretty high. It is, it's not the highest matchup KD ever. If you think that NA is bad, wait until you see EU. Which is so much worse. Whiteside Ridge has posted some truly insane KDs in 2024. So the 2.78 KDR that's currently in Hall of Judgment is still well behind this monstrous 3.6 KDR that Whiteside Ridge once posted in the match 2706, which I think was like, I think it was late. It was early 2024, I believe. It was like March 2024. And then there was this one where they posted a 3.5, this one with a 3.5, this one with a 3.45, this one with a 3.3, this one with a 2.9, this one with a 2.8. And then if that Hall of Judgment skirmish stays the way it is, it would wind up around here. It would wind up like somewhere in this range. But EU pre-restructuring has had some absolutely degenerate skirmish scores. May have happened if you started in T4. But you're going to be T1 starting next week. Yeah, and we're going to be there the week after. So we are absolutely moving up because we have Mag. Nothing will stop us. You are absolutely moving up because you have to fight guilds that have like Omni time slot coverage, so no one is going to stop you. Week 3, you and I are going to collide. And that's going to be a really interesting matchup. Because you're going to have Mag on EBG, which is going to be non-stop fights. I'm going to need to res Night Fury here shortly. I don't really have heals for you, but I can at least get you back up. You can at least res this green. So you get to fight Mag on EBG, and then if you're like, I'm tired of fighting Mag on EBG, you can come to the Borderlands and you can fight any of the Cornerstone guilds, because we tag every night at 9 p.m. And then if you get tired of fighting us on the Borderlands, you can go back to Mag. Like, week 3 and then week 4, if both of our servers force out the random third server, should be very, very fun matchups. Roll a couple of heals here. Wavy? Is it wavy before RV? No, it wasn't board. Oh my god. I don't really have a lot of heals here, friends. I need this druid to pick up the pace. Let's go. I thought that was RV. Banner up top. Discord convos have been wild. Have they? What do you mean? Am I missing something? Because I'm in broadcast mode. So if NA Alliances is like pinging me nonstop, I'm not going to see it. I wouldn't know what you mean though. There's a lot of people here. It's time to go. I don't think we're making it into this objective, friends. I don't think it's happening. I don't know what you mean by Discord convos, Azure. You're going to have to elaborate on that a bit. Rising true, rising true, rising true. Dropped. Dr. Grippin needs help at Green Lake. I think he's gripping the wall, it sounds like. That's a great name, man. That's a great name. Dr. Grippin. I'm trying to listen to my commander. Clear comms, please. They didn't like that one. God, do it, man. Please kick me out and go play Factorio so bad. Ban me from this game. I know, I'm trying my best, though. Hey, Kel, you've showed up on Thief on like 3 consecutive raids and you're still here. It's basically shown that Ruthless is all bluster. I feel like Callus showed up on Vert for sure. He has definitely showed up on that. Been playing a lot of free Steam games, specifically Cloud's grad projects. That sounds fun. You found any good ones? I've asked him to not use the R word, but he's declined, unfortunately. It annoys me, but not a lot. I know. Always thumbs up the college grad projects. You got to leave reviews for them too. Reviews are the real sauce for Steam, as far as I know. Maybe that's why she's not around so much anymore. Why are we going this way, Commander? Gigantic group inside this keep right now, stacked at Portal, by the way. Yeah. They were stacked tight on Portal. It looks like they're spreading out a bit now. Astro, if you're still here, by the way, this dataset is so cool. I really want to push it to GitHub so that other people can do some stuff with it. It's so neat. You logged in, asked in team chat if anyone needs a firebrand. I got no invite, feeling a lot of personal hostility. Yeah, that server definitely hates you. If you don't get invited on Firebrand, you're basically, like, people are telling you to go frick yourself. No big skills here, we just roll small stab. Little tasteful amounts of stability. Well, who else is in your matchup, Badger? What team are you on? That's a big downstack there. Holy cow. That's green dying to blue. You have no quarrels with anyone? Yeah, but, like, quarrels aren't like conversations. Quarrels can be one-sided. Like, I could hate your ass, and you could be completely indifferent. It's not always reciprocal. Like, friendships have to be reciprocal. Enemies do not have to be reciprocal. Quite a bit of damage here. Oh my god, good fear. Oh my god. Oh my god. Anything. This is so much damage here, Commander. We cannot stay here. We're in a ton of damage here. I don't have any side left. Well, actually I do. I have Indom, but I don't want to spend Indom. Mostly, I just like want people to be on tag so that I don't have to burn all my stab getting them on tag. He's standing in a courtyard for fucking no reason. Now I have end on. But if I didn't have end on for that, when we actually needed to spike, it could be a problem. I swear every time Zig says don't go too far, it's like 3 people with thick health bars that are in front of tag. At least it wasn't my party that time. Dropping. What's a man to do when randoms hate you? I don't know, man. Like, I just ignore it. Maybe I'm built different because I'm a Twitch streamer. But, like, I just don't pay attention to it. I don't need randoms to like me. I've got my guild. And my guild likes me. What good are the randoms? I guess if you're in a place where you don't have a guild and you need some randoms to like you so that you can, like, get into the guild of the randoms, then you need randoms to like you, but if the randoms don't like you, why would you want to be in their guild? Why would you want to play with them? Here, have some resistance so we can make this journey. Tail's doing fine. Here, you can't just like S-key. A lot of damage here, a lot of damage. Like, people are just dying to be lazy here. Stab's getting low, Commander up here. We've been fighting on a wall for a long time. As soon as this Hallowed goes down, I'm basically out. And they're gonna need it right here. So now the only thing I have is Courage 5. And that's 1 stack. I could pull. Hello.
Hello.
Stab again, and now I'm truly out for at least like 12 seconds.
Are you winning?
And he wants to push. So good luck. Oh god, it's even worse than I thought. We have nothing left. Commander, I have no stab for you. 5 seconds. Who hates me? The guy who came into Twitch chat when I was streaming the GW2 tournament and said, if your stream quality is this bad, you might as well not stream at all. This is unwatchable. I think that guy's probably not like a huge fan of me. I'd also imagine that like most people in hate are not a huge fan of me. Like if you ask Bullyfoot or Bullbeef or Tyrone or Anthe or I don't know, like Mitch or I don't know, like Ryder or like Optics or like, you know, anyone in hate, they're probably not huge fans of me. Don't think Indo's a particularly huge fan of me. Don't think a lot of people in Indo's guild are particularly a huge fan of me. Don't think Mag is a huge fan of me. But like, those aren't people in my guild, and those aren't people that I interact with outside of them deciding to come to stream, which is fairly rarely, so what's it matter to me? You can't make everybody happy all the time. Late to the convo, how's it possible to not like Shove? Oh my god, it's been so long since I've seen you, Alex. How you doing? Also, yeah, my wife likes me, so who cares who doesn't? Important team chat update. Team chat says there's an infertile guy out there who thinks he's got a crazy pullout game. That's a great bit. That's a really funny idea. All good on the chef front. Chef front's going well, man. Dissertation's done. We're on the job hunt. Been insanely busy over the weekend and into this week because I've had a couple projects kind of coincide at the same time, but this is basically the beginning of the end of being super busy. Dr. Chef now? I'm one step ahead of you, brother. I'm Dr. Chef. I should probably change that guild icon. I think I named it and then never touched it. App is for a doc program. Master's done first week of August. What are you doing your, what did you do your master's in? I think my commander's crashing out. There's nothing to fight. What do the other maps look like? Yeah, he's thinking the exact same thing. We're going to Greenville. This is my food. It was made for me. This is my wrench. It was made for me. Doctorate Masters in Strategic Leadership. That's kind of sick. That sounds fun. I guess that would explain why you haven't been around so much lately. You've been busy with the Master's program. Oh, 2 plus side? No, it's just 3 people. That's not like real people. World Your World Loner now. Hey, Bag still exists. You can just go and join them. We've even linked to them like last month. It was a good time. But also, lockout is 27 days away. So you got plenty of time to pick a new guild you want to play with. I will build this kata for you. Max is too high class now. Are they really getting that sweaty? I know they're in the 20s tournament later this month. There's other guilds that you could join though. Okay, Link always streaming RVRs. I know that's right. He's loving it. Oop, hello. Is this cat manned? I don't think this cat is manned. It's not. It's like, man, this outer wall is not going down very fast. What's up with that? Alright, Halo inside. What team are you on these days, Alex? Did I see Cecil's reply in the thread about off-hours? The one on initiative? I did. Actual dev contribution. And also, I think that map closing idea is probably not horrible. Are we getting dropped? Yeah, we're getting dropped on. I'll just pull here. Yoink, 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 yoink. Commander should have stab if they're standing on the ball, man. It's the danger zone. You don't have stability. I'm going for the punt. Not quite enough. Good missed. You're kind of going to recover that. So I'm not going to let that happen. There we go. Drop some love for the doctor, then you got a jet. I appreciate you stopping by, man. Holy cow, I appreciate the gift subs as well. Thank you. Congratulations to all gift sub recipients. But yeah, let's keep up, man. Especially about professional stuff as you start to, you know, navigate a doctoral program. Your subject matter is pretty different than mine is, but we should chat about that if you need any kind of, you know, advice on how to approach it. Always happy to chat about that kind of stuff. I'm gonna cheat. I'm looking through the wall. I'm cheating. If they haven't fixed it, I'm not stopping. Nah, I don't need to. I'll be respectful. But yeah, for that that off hours thread, I mean, I really like Chomp, man. Like, I disagree with a lot of things that Chomp posts, but every time I read something that Chomp posts, I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. I feel like I've learned something. And I think that idea of closing maps in off hours when you don't have enough activity to sustain across all 4 maps is actually really interesting. And it's probably a reasonably good way of implementing the issues that off hours activity has. Get all these ACs dead, push back onto the group. I'm gonna go like a deep hallowed here and then an even deeper sanctuary. And then I'll just crash into this and up smash with some resistance. And that should be that. I just think I think they have to do something with off hours. Like, I'm fairly optimistic about World versus World in general. I think I try and resist many of the doomer takes that have a stranglehold on the game. But at the same time, I think that off hours activity is in a fairly dire state right now, and they probably need to think about doing something to it, at least in NA, just to maintain interest in the game mode for people who play in COCX. Like, the number of raids that I've seen RE and Bunny and other off-hours guilds cancel because they're just like, we know we're not going to be able to see anything or fight anything for this entire week, so let's just try and play next week. Like, every time a guild takes a week off, you're bleeding players. There's going to be some proportion of players who go, my guild isn't playing this week, I'm just not going to play Guild Wars this week, and then they don't come back. And that's a problem long term. Also, what's up, Gigs? How you doing? That is you, right, Gigs? I can never remember the links between Twitch names and Discord names and then, like, in-game names. They've left us none supply in this objective. Sad. Sad. Bereft. Bereft of my planks and my barrels and my boxes and my bins. And my bags. Now what? Back to Gary, I guess. I really don't want to go back to Gary. What's red map like? Red map content? We own everything. Alright, never mind. Worth a shot. Salvage 10 items? Hang on, I gotta do my dailies quick. Ooh, close one. Almost didn't do our dailies. I have my boxes. Commander, I'm so ready to assault another T3 garrison. I cannot wait. I know where he's going to. He's going straight up this switchback. He's hitting this T3 tower. He's hitting this T3 Gary. We're going to get sieged to death by like 4 trebs, 2 mortars, 6 ACs. We're going to drop off to the south. We're going to run like here. We're going to go across this. We're going to drop down to this spot on the keep. And then he's going to look at map for 10 seconds and go, port spawn. Oh, he's okay. He's going north. Changed his mind completely. God, it was gonna be clip of the century if I called the next 10 minutes of this raid. But no, instead I was immediately wrong. I'll put my own thinking hat on. If I was commanding, I absolutely hate hitting Cragtop. I would just go to Sunny Hill. Much easier tower to siege. Set up on the far side so you can't get hit by siege from the keep. Tuck them all up in the corner. Stick all your katas like right here. Just an easier life all around. Tyrion kind of big tonight. Pushing 10, maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pushing like 8, maybe? Captain is Tuesday. I know, and I'm upset about it. It's what happens when you spend the whole weekend working on stuff. You finish all your deliverables on a Tuesday, and you're like, man, glad this week is over. Can't wait for Saturday, and then you look at your calendar, you're like, what the fuck? But, like, bright side, I have a couple deliverables. No, I don't. Sorry. My consulting meeting on Friday got canceled. So I actually have nothing left to do for the rest of this week. I'm going to do nothing on Wednesday. I'm going to do 1 meeting on Thursday. I'm going to do 1 meeting on Friday. I'm going to procrastinate on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I'm going to look at my to-do list for the next week, and I'm going to be like, oh, Christ, I have 15 hours of consulting work to do for Tuesday. And I'm going to have a miserable Sunday and Monday, but the rest of this week is going to feel real good. We're going to be pogged up about the rest of this week. We've seen groups. Halo has like 20, Off had like 15. We've been consistently twice as big as the other groups that are running. Yeah, well, I mean, you would think that people are like, oh shit, I can just go to the Borderlands because Mag doesn't know they exist, and then we're there to snatch them. But I think we're just too big than the other groups running tonight. There's big groups in this matchup. We can find Coin, we can find Pan, we can find WL, we can find SHW. It's just none of them are playing tonight. I thought they were. I thought Heck was in the same alliance that Pan was. Okay. Heck's OSHA. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, OSHA's consistently a little small. I'm killing it. I'm dropping Spear 4 on. Putting a Hallowed on this corner so it gets pulled off. You're not going to love the answer, but I have been doing a bunch of different like data viz stuff on how match quality has changed over time. Matches have gotten closer in KDR since the release of restructuring. So if KDR is your metric that you're looking at, then yes, restructuring has made it better. So when you look at like the matches with the highest KDR, it's all Mag, and then when you look at the matches with the highest number of total deaths, it's all Blackgate. Not as like Blackgate had the highest deaths, but that like 4 of the 5 NA matchups since 2021 that have had the highest number of deaths overall has had Blackgate in them. Just need to debate Chomp in a podcast one-on-one so she can crush my opinions. I just like having different opinions from Chomp. I don't think it's a case of like we have to determine who's right. We basically play different games. Like, she plays roaming and I play Zerg, and those are 2 very different experiences in World versus World. But one isn't more correct than the other one. They're just different styles. Am I empathetic to roamers? I don't think I'm really empathetic to like anyone in game. Because like it's a game. So I'd have to say like no, but I also think I'm like not empathetic to fight guilds, and I'm not empathetic to PvP guilds. I'm definitely not empathetic to GVG guilds. Because they play in EOTM, so that's not real world versus world. I would say that like I'm interested in a world versus world where roamers have the same kind of fun experiences that Zerg players have, where all different approaches are like the same level of fun for the people that engage with them. But I wouldn't say I'm necessarily empathetic to it. If anything, I'm empathetic for like Halo right now. Because they're stacking up to fight us and they're doing a reasonable job of it, but when they have 20 and we have 28 and everyone is in comms, that's not gonna go. I respect them more for trying to stack and fight a couple times rather than just dodging immediately. And so like there's a level of empathy that I'm willing to grant them at that status. 28 and I have 10. But well, yeah, 28 and we have bomb, but we could shed bomb. If we found a group that was also like 28, then we'd probably just ask bomb to sit. And honestly, I think bomb plus bugs is probably close enough to Halo that they could probably just go do that without us. But I don't know what their plan is tonight. But yeah, it's a numbers mismatch. So I think if I'm empathetic about anything in World versus World, I'm empathetic about the case where you have two groups that really want to fight each other, but are prevented from fighting each other due to like numbers disadvantages. And there have been times in the game that it has been easier or harder to fight outnumbered. This is not a good balanced environment for fighting outnumbered. But still. Alliances? I mean, it's not even necessarily an alliance thing, because we were on FA with Bomb. Like, we transferred to FA and we played with Bomb. This isn't like we intentionally took a bunch of guilds that we wanted to stack with and we put them into the same alliance. It's that we took a bunch of people who are on FA and we put them into a guild that let them stay on FA. Like, basically, FA had the same problems in terms of guild stacking and sidecarring that we have now in our alliance. It hasn't really changed anything. I care about the World versus World community as a whole. Yes, true. Roamers are part of that community, makes up maybe a quarter of the community. Citation needed. I think it's a little smaller. So their opinions matter a lot and should be considered and addressed. Sort of. Sort of. So this is... the last time this came up on the forum, I got into a huge fight about it, but it was a good fight. So we're gonna get into it again because I still think I have the moral high ground. Just because you have an opinion does not mean that your opinion matters. If you have an opinion that is supported by evidence, and is well articulated, and is well explained, and you are approaching that opinion with a constructive framing, yes, your opinion matters. If your opinion is, this game mode is bad, and you offer no solutions to how the game mode can be improved, and if you are asked to explain why the game mode is bad, you refuse to elaborate, you do not have an opinion that is worth listening to. And I will die on this hill. You will have to drag my body off of this hill in pieces before you get me to admit that I should listen to somebody who just wants to complain without offering a solution. Data-driven discussions are the best discussions. They are, with the asterisk that, like, you can even use qualitative data. If you're like, I don't have any evidence to support this, but I haven't had fun playing World versus World in the last 6 months, and here's the reasons that I haven't had fun playing World versus World in the last 6 months, that's still a valid opinion, because you've taken the time to outline your own experiences and why your experiences haven't been fun. You don't have to support them with numbers. You can just say, this is my personal feelings about it, and like, I'm going to explain exactly why I'm feeling that way and the experiences that have led me to feeling this way. And that's great. You don't have to attach like statistical significance to it. But like, if you're just dooming, your opinion doesn't matter. You need to do better. You can doom. I'm not saying like don't doom. You can complain if you want. I'm just not going to listen to you. I'm just not going to pay any attention. I'm going to be like, yeah, that's nice. And then I'm going to cross-post your forum post that you made to like 3 different Discords and be like, man, look at this guy. He's crazy. Can be a harder sell for a company that's trying to solve those problems. I don't know. So if your opinion isn't driven by data, that's okay. because not everybody has access to data and not everybody has data literacy. But your solution to an opinion that's shared across a large number of people should be something that's supported by data empirically. An example, if I were, president of data science at ArenaNet, there are a number of people that are frustrated with the activity of off-hours time slots. You can look at data for that. Data may or may not necessarily support that there's an activity problem. But if there's a lot of people who are saying, I am not having fun in off-hours time zones, I feel like there's not any groups around to fight, I feel like I'm not getting the kind of content that my group wants, that's a valid opinion and it's something that's worth looking at. The wrinkle comes in terms of what is your metric for knowing when you've addressed that problem. If you can't necessarily measure it, that's fine. But you need to figure out how to measure that it's being fixed in some way. And that might be something like, average time on map. It might be something like average deaths. My commander's done, but we're going to wait for the end of this tick anyway because I'm mid-thought. It might be like a number of different things that you could use as a metric to figure out, am I improving the quality of off-hours playtime? Or whatever other thing it is that you want to actually work on. So the solution should probably be data-driven for a number of reasons, some of which are tied up in like explainable feedback and some of which are tied up in like you have to explain to a suit that the thing that you did actually had an impact, and the easiest way to do that is to use data. But I don't think that you necessarily need to have a data-driven argument to initiate that discussion. I think it's okay for you to just have an opinion that's well articulated. Also, yeah, hello, Chomp. Welcome, Chomp. If you ever want to get into a fight with somebody who thinks differently than I do, but is similarly articulate and constructive and able to use words good, definitely check Chomp out. I was saying before you popped in, by the way, I don't necessarily always agree with the stuff that you put in Initiative, but I do always feel like every time I read something that you say in Initiative that I learn something about an aspect of the game mode that I don't really like engage with, which I appreciate. I might read it and be like, oh, that's really interesting, but I disagree. But I usually think it's interesting, and it gets me to think about things in a different way. Invader's Maze? I don't think I can transmute that. I don't think I can salvage that. I can salvage that. Can I Mystic Forge it? It's kind of impossible to have a data-driven debate in the DAD Discord because ANET exposes as little as possible. I will send it to you. I have a DM out to Wordies right now just to make sure that I'm okay to put it up on GitHub, but I really want that CSV to go up on GitHub so that people can poke around with it. That would also include the Python pipeline that I used to actually grab it off of kills.wordies in the first place. I would love for those kind of analyses to become more replicable and have other people in the community engage with them. I just want to make sure that Wordies is okay with me sharing stuff that I got off of his website in the first place, because he's done a bit of pre-processing to it, and I just want to make sure that, like, he's kosher with that. There's, like, some smoothing techniques and things that... And also, I need to do a few more iterations of that data set as well. Like, I want to put in an events category. I would really... One of the things I really want to look at is how does player retention change after bonus weeks. So like new hero jumpstart happens week 0, and then week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how does activity change? Do you actually like retain people from these bonus weeks? Or is it a bunch of PvE players coming in on holiday, playing for a week and then leaving once they get their gift of battle? There's so much stuff that you could answer with it. And even then, it's just stuff that's actually like, it's just stuff that's exposed in the API. There is, I'm sure, much better quality data that ANET has access to internally. You know, rather than looking at activity as a function of like player deaths, when the API has issues reporting player deaths in the first place, you could just look at like seconds spent on a world versus world map, which is probably a much better indicator of what overall activity looks like, because you can also snip out outliers of people who are just AFK and spawn. There's all kinds of stuff that you could do. Alright, anyway. That's thought over. Squad's done. No content world versus world tonight. Sad, sad, sad. Lots of content Factorio tonight. Pog, pog, pog.